We should be live on Twitch. We are coming on live, everybody. All right, let's see. All right, so let me see, what am I sharing here? I want to do that. Yes. All right, I'm getting used to these controls. Good morning. Good morning. All right. We are back for another Blender broadcast. I'm going to test my sound here a little bit just to make sure. Yep, perfect. Yeah, it's working. Great. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody. We will get started in just one little minute. All right. So, everybody who is interested in coming on and sharing something, I am going to share a link with you right now. So, to share live, I'm looking at my other monitor here. Let's see, the share live. Come to this link. Well, after I copy the link address from StreamYard, let me do that now. Now we can share the address. Cool. There we go. All right, now. There you go. All right. To jump on live, there's the address for you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Share with us where you're from, what the weather's like in your area. Always interested. As everyone already knows, I'm from sunny San Diego. And people are jumping into the chat now. Welcome. All right, people are jumping in, but their names are not showing up, so I can't say hello to everybody. But those who are coming in, hello, good morning. Welcome to the Blender 3D and Lightwave broadcast or discussion the broadcast. We do this live every Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. All right, so if you want to jump on live, go ahead and use that link. It's in the chat box. I will copy and paste it intermittently because those who are just jumping in may not actually see that. All right, drink some water here. All right, I'm just sharing this to Facebook now. We are now live. So good morning, everybody. Okay, this is gonna be fun. I wanted to share a little bit. Everybody probably made last meeting, which was the Photoshop meeting. Today we got the Blender meeting. Blender 3D. I'm going to share my screen here temporarily. And do that real quick. Share my screen and sharing the entire screen. And there is my Blender application. Okay. All right. So let me save this real quick. And I'm using the 5.2, which was released, about a couple weeks ago? I think it was. Let me go to save as. I want to save this somewhere. I'm going to save it to my Twitch folder. I always have to stay organized in that respect. Go to my lessons folder and come over here to my presentations and go to Twitch. I believe I got a folder just for that. If I remember my organization, yep, Twitch presentations. And this is going to be, I'll call this one a tube tutorial. play with that one just in just a minute. All right, so we pretty much finished with the phaser, I think. But I've noticed one little thing that I forgot to do on that phaser. It was brought to my attention that I have to finish it up. If I go to recents, that's a phaser Twitch 5. There we go. Let's take a look at it real quick. Let's go to hit the 0 key in the numerics pad to go to the camera view. Let's hit the Z key and go to render option up here and just take a look at what we've got real quick. All right, so we're done with the phaser, but there was something I forgot to do. And one of the Star Trek enthusiasts reminded me is, if I go over here to my 3D view, let me go select the phaser, is the metal part that goes right up here along the top. That's what I forgot to put in. So I got so excited modeling all the other details, I forgot to put that little piece in, and that's going to be easy to do. So I figure I'm going to do it. It'll probably take me 5 minutes to do it, so I'm going to do it because I'm going to be anal about it. I want it to be perfect because if it's Star Trek, it's got to be perfect. All right, so I'm going to come back over here to edit view, and I'm going to use, now I'm already inside edit view for the body of the phaser, and I'm going to use the body of the phaser as the reference point for creating it. And all I need is that little strip. And if let me bring this one over. I got a split screen here. And if I change this one to my images editor, right? Let's see what images I've got in here. I'm going to show you exactly what it is visually, what I'm going to be doing. There we go. That one right there. So what I'm going to be doing is modeling this little metal part right up here. That little metal part that comes right across here. And that's easy peasy, actually. That'll go pretty quickly. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the geometry that's already there. So it's already there. I've got the basic shape all set up. If I go to the 3 key, double click that, that's the basic shape. That's what I want. So all I need to do is just etch out a shape that's going to match as close to what I want to get. So now I also want it on its own layer. So let's go ahead and have some fun here. I'm going to utilize what I've already got. In fact, we're going to add another slicing here. Control R, add a slice. I'm going to bring it right about there. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this. I got to flatten this on the x-axis. Okay, so if I hit the S key for scale, X for the axis to flatten it on, and then flatten it out with 0. Boom, right there. And hit enter. It's overlapping, that's fine. I'm going to just pull it out like so. If I go to the top view, all right, it's looking good. So if I double click this one and double G it, see, I can slide that however I want. I'm going to keep it the way it is right now. We're going to just select that loop. And I'm also going to select this little edge loop right over here. Okay, that looks good. So I'm in render mode doing this. I really shouldn't be, but it helps us see visually what I'm going to quickly do. That's the basic shape. That's all we need. So from here, I'm going to take it out of here. So Shift D duplicates, right click to set it back. Hit the P key for part. We're going to split it up into parts, right? So let's take away this little modification. Let's go ahead and do a full screen. And hit the P for the parts. Tell it that selected part we've taken out. All right, so now it's a separate object by itself right there. Okay, we're going to go make sure we're in object mode. Now this came with all the modifiers that the main body already had attached to it. So if we come down to the modifiers, I got the subdivision surface on. I'm going to turn off subdivision surfaces. Now at this point, let's get out of here, Z key, and go to solid mode so we can see what we're doing. And I'm going to turn off the subdivision surfaces there, and that's what we've got. Okay. Let's go inside here and edit this. Remember, we had that extra little edge right about there. So I'm going to just delete that temporarily so we can see a little better what we're doing. So I'm going to double click it, and then Control X will dissolve it. All right, double click this edge here, and let's place it exactly where we want it to go. So if we're looking at our photograph, it's coming pretty much to the inside edge, as we can see right about here. Okay, it's coming to the inside edge. So take it and just bring it to right about there. There we go. That's it. That's our clip. Okay, we're pretty much done. So let's give it a solidify. I think will be proper in this case. So come right over there. Let's go do solidify, add a modifier, go to generate and add a solidify and bring it outward a little bit. Let's see, I'm gonna hold the shift key while I'm dragging this outwards, something like that. Okay. And then right down here, the options for solidify. Right down here, I'm in simple. If I go to even thickness, there we go. That'll make it nice and even across there. That's it. I think that's going to work. Now let's take a look at it in subdivision surfaces mode. So let's go to subdivision surfaces, turn it on. There it is. Yep, that's exactly what we want. That's it. Let's tame these edges a little bit. All right. So I'm gonna go to X-ray mode so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, that'll work just fine. So I'm gonna come right over here to this edge. And I'm also gonna grab this edge right about here. Get out of X-ray mode to see what it's gonna look like. Control B for bevel. And bevel it out like that. It's kind of, and give it a little rolling the wheel a little bit. I'm gonna go back to X-ray mode. I've got 4 segments. I'm probably only going to need 3. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's do that again. Control B. Just a little bit. Roll it once. That works. All right, I think that works just fine. All right, we'll go with this. All right, so let's get out of here. Go to our render mode so we can see it. Go back to object, Z key, go to render. All right, so we need to give this. I'm gonna have to, now we get to see some of the details in here. I'm gonna modify this just a little bit. Okay, so probably take this. And I'm gonna go back. Actually, let's give this a different surface first of all. Let's go back to the materials right down over here. Drop it down, and we have chrome, right? So I'm gonna look at all these. We got the nozzle, what the chrome should do. Let's see what it looks like. That is a little bit no, that's not the chrome we want. We want something similar to the nozzle. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and grab the nozzle. There, that works. Because that matches the nozzle and it matches the grid framing on top of the type 1 phaser. And I think I want to resize this just a little bit. So let's go inside edit mode. And my bevel is a little bit off. I might want to, alter that. In fact, I think I can do a little better job if I work this in the inside of render mode here. So let's do this. Let me go back. I'm just going to go back. It'll be faster and easier. Okay, there we go. There's some extra details I don't need in here. Right, so let me get out of here, go to solid mode real quick. See this little extra details down here? I don't need these. Just select this edge, and hit Control X, dissolve them. Let's grab this edge. See what we got here. I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right edges here. All of that. I don't need these here. Control X, dissolve. That's what's causing problems. And I don't really need these back here either, since we might use bevel to control these edges here. So Control X, there. And I would say the same for all of this at the top. I think maybe we'll leave them there. Something tells me to take it away. I'm going to take it away. Control X. Okay, there we go. All right, because all we need is a basic box. All right, now that we got the basic box, you might want to model these separately. So Control B, pull it in like this. Yeah. And roll it out. So now let me go to X-ray mode. It'll be easier for me to see. Control B, pull it out. Now take notice that it's flat in here. It's not giving me the curve. And that's because down here in my options for the bevel, right down here, I've got, it should be super ellipse right there. There we go. All right, I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to just play around with the width. Pull it in a little bit more so it matches the curve of the phaser edge. I'm going to see what this looks like. All right, so I'm going to undo this again because let's get this face here. I didn't pull it down enough. Pull it down right about there we go. All right, I'm going to pull this front face out here a little bit, and I'm going to thicken it from the inside. Grab the top face, pull it up and out a little bit, give it a little distance. Just a little distance from the flat bottom faces, top faces. There we go. That's what I should have done. Okay, I'll leave that the same back here. All right, there we go. So now from here, the idea here is if I now go to my modifier, which is going to be We're going to add it, solidify, generate, solidify. Cool. All right, so there we go. So the idea here is we're going to solidify it inward. So solidify is here. We're going to solidify it inward like this. Let me grab. There we go. I'm going to go inward like this. So now that that's done, we can go to the edges. I'm a 2 key in the keyboard, edge editing mode. I think I should be able to do both of these at the same time. Control B here, and then just pull it on in like this. There we go. That'll work. I'm going to do the same thing back here as well. So grab that one and grab that one. Control B, it should remember my last settings. There you go, that works. That's fine. And that's all we need. Okay, come over to here. Let's go back to Z key, go to render mode. And let's go back and give it that surfacing that we wanted, which was right down here, which is going to be the nozzle, right? Give it the nozzle. There we go. Okay, so the last thing to do is just to mirror this little baby. So we only did half. So select this one here. I want to make sure that the orientation is dead center. So I'm going to go back over here into edit mode. Grab these edges on the inside. Shift S, and we will tell it to cursor to the selected, exactly where I want the cursor to be, on the dead center of that particular piece. And then from here, go back to object mode, right click, set the origin to 3D cursor. Okay, the origin setup, good to go. Come over here, go to modifier, generate, mirror, boom, there we go. It is done. Phasers now is done. It's complete. We don't have to play with it anymore. We are done with this bad boy. We got nice little textures on there. As you can be getting close, you can see that. And go at an angle here a little better. Let me pull it away a little bit. It's a little close. Cool. Hit that there, hit the period key, get in close. Give it a little bit of a rotation and stop it and see what we can see here. Now it's kind of this, that's a lot of glare there. So if I pull it this way, maybe, yeah, there we go. Now we're seeing the textures pull back a little bit. Yep, that's the noise texture we put on the body of the phaser. All right, it looks good. So if I hit go back 0 to the camera view, there it is. It's done, complete. That was a fun little exercise. We would have finished it last week if we didn't have the Photoshop user group meeting, but we had the Photoshop user group meeting, so we had to do that. Glenn is here. Welcome, Glenn. It's been a long time. You left us for months. So anybody wants to share, I'm going to copy the link right now to share live. I'm going to put that into the chat box. Let's see. Let's do that right now. Okay, let's to share live. I can type right. I'll be doing great. And paste it in. Cool. All right. So let me go ahead and kind of put it up on a little the board there. And the share live. There you go. All right. So anybody wants to share anything at all, come and join us. Here at the Blender 3D discussions, as well as anything in Lightwave, you're welcome to share that as well. So we just finished our phaser completely. All the little details are done, so I shouldn't get any text messages or emails saying, Steve, you forgot to do this. and you forgot to do that. It is complete. We'll do another little fun tutorial today. We'll do some more modeling stuff as well, because I've been getting a lot of requests on modeling techniques and how to model certain types of things. Keep an eye on Trek Worlds as well. I should probably mention that real quick. Trek Worlds is where I'm doing weekly Blender broadcasts. Let's see, let me bring over a YouTube page. And let's go over here to Trek World. So if you guys are not familiar, this guy's really good. He's an excellent orator and storyteller. Trek World. So basically, I am now doing the weekly Blender broadcast. They're twice a week. One might show up here, but basically, this is all having to do with the behind the scenes in Star Trek, and he's a very good narrator. He tells a great stories behind what was actually going on behind the scenes when they created each episode. And he goes from anywhere from the TOS all the way through the modern Trek production. So, and you'll see the Blender broadcast here ever so often as well. If you come down, there's one right there, right? See one there, and we got to get it set up so that he's doing it twice a week now, I believe. So twice a week you're getting a Blender, a Blender broadcast. So it's kind of fun. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 3D modeling of anything or props and starships and equipment or medical supplies, how to model them in Blender, all right, and make and from that Blender model, how to 3D print them. All right, so this is about modeling and 3D printing, which is what a lot of us are probably doing right now, believe it or not. So Trek Worlds, in fact, here I will copy and paste this link and put it into the chat box for your convenience. There you go. And let's go do something fun. So let me turn off the little notification. So once again, if you want to join us, I already posted the link to jump in live inside of the chat box. Now let's go do something kind of fun. Let's see. Glenn made a comment here. He says you've been away from Blender. You've been so away from Blender. You haven't had anything to show. Just been wrapping things up this week. Okay, got it. Yeah, so what have you been using, David? Because you've been working for the government, right? So you've been doing programming, actually. You've been doing a lot of coding, which is actually the boring stuff. So I've been playing around with this concept. I'm going to show you the concept, and then I'm going to do a little something fun you can do with it. Let me go to File menu. Let me save this first. Let me Control S. Let's save that one. In fact, we will call this one Twitch number 6. Phaser Twitch number 6. And go to File menu, New, General. Okay, I'm going to start a fresh, brand new, spanking new interface here. Okay, all right, let's go have some fun. Yep. So David says he's been working at Lockheed and it's very boring. Yep, I believe it. Very, very, very boring. But they pay good, I'm sure. I'm sure they pay really good, which is what counts. Remember the last time we talked, well, before you took the job, he was screaming about how poor you are. But now I'm sure the financial stress kind of backed off. He says he got the money. That's damn right. You better get that money. You better get it. You should come on and chat with us and tell us what your experience is with Lockheed. But anyways, if you only want to, I tell you what, being poor is evil in my book. It's just evil. It's never enough. Put that money away because we understand what tough times are. Being it's working in the industry. A lot of you guys working in the industry, you know what tough times are right now. It's really tough. Almost as if Hollywood and LA effects industry is just falling apart. And so many people who are well paid and well recognized are like just falling to the wayside. So it's tough times right now. So it's like put the money away. Don't get overconfident and go spending it on a new computer or a new laptop when you can do without it. And I can afford a new computer right now, but it's like I won't do it. I don't need it. I just don't need it. I can make do with what I've got. Okay, let's go play around. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the concept, and then I'm going to show something that can be done with it, or what? No, a concept of what we can use it for. So let me close out the little name tagging thing, and somebody's popping in here. It says your devices are not connected. That means your microphone is not connected. You have to have your microphone on before you can come on the StreamYard. David is trying to jump in on us. So while David's organizing that, and of course, David knows you need to have all your devices connected before you jump on any broadcast. All right, here we go. Let's bring in let me kind of show you the basic concept. I'm going to bring in a cylinder. And I'm going to tell this cylinder, well, I'll leave it the way. I'll leave it default, faceting. It's rotated on the Y, hit the R key, Y90. Cool. All right. And we'll go into edit mode. Let's pull this back a little bit. I'm just going to grab that front face there. Just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to stretch it out to something like this. And then I'm going to just subdivide this, Control R, and then scroll my wheel until I get something like that. Okay, double click it. Just subdividing those faces on that object. All right, I'm going to bring in the sphere, Shift A, mesh UV sphere. I'm going to make it S key, scale it like this. Like that. Okay. Control A, rotation and scale. And actually, I'll do it for everything just to be sure. So I was looking at these little tutorials on how to get objects go inside of another object while the object that's going inside of is warping to the shape of the object that's moving through it. And there's simple little tutorials, but I figure we'll show you the concept first, and then maybe what can we use it for later. So and it's utilizing the like a warping mesh. I'm going to move the ball over here a little bit, and it's utilizing a lattice, which is kind of like I like to refer to as a warping mesh, right? So Shift S, cursor to select it to the ball. Shift A, go to the lattice. It's a whole nother separate object, and select it. It's really small. Hit the S key and make it big like this. Okay. And once you have a lattice and you want to edit its divisions, right? You want to subdivide this lattice. you can't go into edit mode, because what happens is when you go into edit mode, all you're going to see is a system of 8 points, right? You can't go in and edit the edges. You can't go to edge mode. There is no face mode. It's just a lattice. Okay. So vector information. So we get out of here, and the way you control the lattice is over here to your right. The right side vertical menu with the colorful icons. The minute you bring in a lattice, see this lattice icon down at the very bottom is green. Didn't exist there until you brought in a lattice. So once I click on it, this is where we change. This is how we subdivide our lattice. I'm going to, and we can tell a lattice to do certain things, like to be a B-spline, or it's B-spline by default, but you can tell it to be linear or cardinal or Catmull Clark. I'm going to select all these, and let's put in a 7 in there just to subdivide it quite a bit, to give it enough points so that we can kind of wrap the interior of the lattice around the ball. All right, so this will be pretty easy. So once we have the lattice subdivided, now we can go into edit mode. Tab key, go to edit mode, because all we're going to be doing is editing points. I'm hitting my Alt or Option Z to go to X-ray mode, and I'm looking for the dead center point of the lattice, which is right there where my 3D cursor is, right there, like that. I'm going to select it. So the way this seems to work is that the interior is going to form a type of a bubble that's going to take on the basic shape of the sphere. Right? So with that point selected, I want to tell all the other points to wrap around the ball. Basically, we're going to use a scaling command to scale all the points around the ball. Now, if I hit the S key for scale now, I can't tell Blender how to scale it around that sphere. I need to go to proportional editing. That's right up here. If you look up at a little white dot, or use the shortcut key, which is O on the keyboard, hit that. Now this is weird. If I hit scale now, I still can't, I have no visual influence as to how to scale this around that sphere. I'm going to escape key again. What I've been discovering I've had to do is hit the G key for move. Watch what happens. G key for move, like this. See, now I can use my scroll wheel to tell where the influence is, right? By moving things around. Once I've done that, right? Once I have that sphere of influence, then I can hit the S key, and now I can scale it, see, using proportional editing like this. And what's happening is you're scaling it to the point where it will not go outside the sphere of influence. So I'm making the sphere of influence just big enough to match the sphere, and then pull this out so I can adjust it like so. Pull it out like that. So the interior is wrapped around the sphere. Okay, now we're going to get out of edit mode. We're going to go back to object mode. You can see what we've done. We just basically took the interior of that lattice and wrap it around the sphere. Now I want to parent this to the sphere, okay? So hold the shift key, select the sphere. Command P or Control P for parent. And let's go over here to um, keep transform. So now I can select the ball, right? And move the ball where we want. The lattice will be attached to it. Okay. All right. So what we'll do is I'm going to hide the lattice. Select the lattice, hit the H key. Lattice is still there. It's just hidden. Okay, so now what we need to do is I want this ball to affect the points on this tube. So when the ball goes through, David's trying to come back. And David, your microphone, your devices, meaning your microphone, is not turned on or not connected. Your system has a problem reading your microphone. All right, so you gotta have your microphone on. So StreamYard won't allow me to share you unless your microphone is working. So devices not connected is what I'm getting, just so that you are aware. So you'll have to come back out, get your microphone turned on, make sure it's working. Make sure you go into your StreamYard settings as well, and tell it to use your microphone. All right, the little gear symbol on the bottom of your StreamYard window. All right, I'll continue on while you're doing that. So the goal here is to have this, moving through the tube while the tube wraps around the ball, and then reconforms back to its shape as the ball goes past the section of influence. So right now, if I take the ball, there's no effect, right? So if we get in close, there is no effect at all. All right, so we're going to tell it to affect it. And this is better work, because I've only done it like 10 times. So select it here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to get out of X-ray mode. We're going to select the tube, and we're going to give it also a type of influence. So we'll go over here to the modifier, add a modifier, and we're going to go to the deform, because we want a deformer, deformative actions, and go to lattice, give it a lattice. And okay, so now it's got a lattice influence. Right down here at the bottom on your options, we need to tell it what lattice object that's going to have the effect on this particular lattice. And that object is going to be the lattice that we already have. We only have one lattice, right? That's wrapped around the ball. We'll select it. Okay. Now let's see what happens. We'll grab the ball, bring it on over, and there it is. It's working. See? It's working. It's not completely wrapping around the ball because we need to tell the lattice around the tube to have a greater influence, to react stronger. Okay. In fact, let's do something here to help us out. Let's grab that sphere, pull it back out. Let's edit this real quick. Let's go over here to edit mode. Grab that face, and let's go grab these faces here. Pull it on back. I'm going to hit the home key on this one. and then X key and delete those faces. And I think what I'll do is I will add another modifier to this and give it a solidify. We've got to be in object mode to see it. There's the lattice there. Solidify here. There we go. Okay. All right, so just testing it out. Oops, want that. There we go. You can see it's having an effect. Okay. Kind of fun stuff. So now what we're going to do is this. That's actually bring the ball back, put it in. And I want this tube to completely wrap around the surface of the sphere. With the tube selected, we go to the lattice modifier. And you're going to see there's a strength option here. If I take it from 1 to 2, there. All right. So now we've got the tube completely, let me grab my sphere, wrapped around it. Now you can see you got the faceted faces of the tube reacting because that's what's there. That is, if we come over here to our overlay options, the little overlapping half circles at the top, and go to wireframe mode, you can see this is what's going on. Right? It's just the vertices reacting. If you take a look at the orange outline of the sphere, right? That's we told it to go 2. So if I come back, what do we say? Let's say 1.5. There. If I select the sphere again, you see? Now you can control just how far it's going to warp over it. Kind of nice. Kind of fun stuff I'm kind of just goofing around with. Your mic is on. Okay, David, I don't know. For some reason, StreamYard is not recognizing your microphone. So that's the only reason it does that. So make sure you go into your StreamYard preferences to make sure it sees your mic. And you've been on many, many times before, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, that's a little fun one. So now we can modify this, right? Go back to our tube, and let's say we go and add a subdivision surface, right? So generate, and we're going to go to subdivision surface and give it a levels of view of 3. And now you can see everything smooths out now. Let me turn off my wireframe. That gets annoying there. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is, there we go. So it's going to nice, smooth around and bring it on through. And you've probably seen lots of tutorials like this online. What's nice about this is, you can always shape the lattice, right? And change it a little bit, but we'll do that later. We can come over here. Let's just give this a try. If we go over to, let's go turn back on the lattice. So Alt H. Let's go select the lattice itself. Let's grab for edit mode. All right, let's grab these in the middle. I'm gonna grab these just outside. All right, so we're gonna use proportional editing again, which is already turned on for me. Hit the G key. All right, and I can pull this out. All right, so I see David's trying to come on again. I'm with the X key. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, there you are. It sees you now. So I'm going to add you to stage. All right, go ahead and say something.
Hi.
Yes, there you are. We can hear you. Welcome, man.
Hi. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
I'm using I'm using a totally different chunk of software of hardware, so I haven't had a chance to use it in conference yet. So.
Oh, got it. So you probably okay. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, StreamYard will bring you on if you have no camera. That's no big deal. But if you don't have a mic, it won't bring you on at all, or you don't it doesn't know you have a mic.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome. Yeah,
I want to check something out here.
Project.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just fine. Hey, you're fine.
That didn't work.
Are you not hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me now?
I heard, we heard you from the beginning, buddy. Why are you thinking we have? Why are we thinking that?
Hear me now.
What was that?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, Dave.
Okay, so if we go into break, I'm going to shut things down because, or I'll have to mute it from some other source. But yeah, I'm trying to get some control here. Like I got this background, I don't know what to do with it.
All right, no problem. You can do that now if you want.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. Okay, then we got that working. So I'm gonna turn you. We're gonna go back to the tutorial here.
Yeah.
So I'm just warping the mesh. I'm just kind of changing the nature of the mesh. I got too many things selected here, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go to here.
My robot's camera. I got a new camera.
You got a new camera?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Well, I'll talk about it later. Let's get down to the.
That sounds good. And let's see. I was moving the mesh. See what's happening? I'm moving the mesh. The mesh is what's deforming. I want to keep that. I want to keep it connected to the ball. There we go. So we can change the mesh, change the nature of the mesh as well. So you can see I had extra points moved around back there, but that's fine. We'll keep it like that. Okay, let's do like a more of a practical thing. I want to create a spline. I want to create a curve. And I want the ball to be animating on the curve. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this fresh. I'm gonna go to new, go to general, and let's create a setup here. I suppose what I could do is, see, let's keep it simple. Shift A, we're gonna go to a mesh. I'm gonna go to curve, we're gonna go to circle. Okay. Shift A, I'm gonna go to mesh and we're gonna go to a UV sphere. All right, I'm going to grab the curve. Let's make it larger. S, pull it on out like so. Here. Okay, that can work. I'm going to duplicate this curve, by the way. I'm gonna hit Control A. Let's see what happens if we go to rotation to scale. Okay, and everything's set. In fact, we do them both. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate the curve. Well, we may not need to. We may not need to. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why. Let's take the ball and we're going to give it a constraint. So a constraint is a modifier for motion. I will come right down here to into the blue area, right side vertical menu, and grab the constraint. Come over to the relationship column, and I'm going to grab follow path. What path am I interested in? It's the only one I've got there, which is the Bezier curve. We see the ball is now attached to the curve. Axis up is Z, of course. That should always be the case in Blender. We got the forward axis as being Y. We'll keep it there for now. See if we go to X. See what happens since it's pointing in the X direction. Right down here, we're going to say follow the curve, and then we're going to hit the animate button. Let's go over to the layout real quick. All right, and if I play it, we got the ball moving on the curve. Okay. This is good. This is a good thing. Okay. So we got the ball attached to the curve. Now we're going to go modify the curve. So select the curve, go to edit, because once it's done, it's done. You know, you can go in and you can do your modifications. Let's go to the top view and make this easy. And I'm going to come right up here and I'm going to tell it to use the tweak tool so I can just click and drag it. Oops, everything was selected. Undo that one. And just like that, like this, pull it back. Make that do something here. We'll grab that one, pull that out like this. We'll grab this one here. I'm going to turn on my 3D widget, so pull this one up and out. Take that up and out. See, the ball is following the curve. Okay, and matter of fact, let's add throw some curves at this. So we'll come back up, grab the selection. Select those 2 points, right click, subdivide, add a point in between. Take that. We'll pull it on out like so. And we'll pull that on up like this. Select those 2 points, right click, subdivide. We put one right in between, pull that on down. I'm just going to make a crazy little shape here. Grab these points and I'm going to subdivide it. Come down here to the options. I'm going to subdivide it twice. So I get 2 points there. All right, so this one I'll bring down. This one we'll bring up like that. We're making a crazy, like a little roller coaster ride here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that little menu. So if I go back to object mode and play, hard to see. Where's my ball? There it is. Ball's kind of tiny. Okay, so I tell you what, why don't we give that ball some illumination so we can see it a lot easier? So I can make it larger, but what the hell? Object mode, go select the ball itself. Let's go give it a material. New. Okay, let's make the ball yellow in nature. Z key, material mode. There we go. You can see it back there. It's yellow. I want to make it glow. Emissions right down here in the bottom. So I'm going to scroll down here past surface, past diffuse, specular, transparency, sheen, emissions, and I'm going to come right up and let my mouse hover over the yellow. Control C is copy that yellow. Let it hover over the white down here. Control V to make that illumination or that emission yellow. Now let's pull it up and make it bright. So, okay, so moving around like so. Okay. Okay. Let's hope this works. All right, so we got to moving around. Okay, now if we go to render mode, I should have, and my render options over here, I should have my glare control turned on, which I do, which I think it's working. Let's turn the background, dim it down. So go to my background, it's a little globe of the earth with a slash through it. It's a gray color. Pull it down like that. All right, make it a little darker. Let's bring up the emission on that. Let's see, what have I got for the emission? Go to materials. It's what's 42. That's high. That's really high. All right, so I'm going to just take a quick look at this. I'm gonna render a frame real quick. Let's go ahead to my camera view here. Let me play this and see where, okay, so I need to pull this back and out. In fact, here, let's pull this out, go back to solid view so we can see what we're doing. Pull it back. I'm gonna have to go to my camera view. I'm gonna go to my item view. That's correct. I'm seeing pretty far in the back, but the camera is shallow. It's dropping off pretty quickly. So I've got to go to my camera option. So I'm gonna come up here to the top, have my camera lights in action, select the camera, come down here to camera properties, and at the very top is your clip start and end. Add a few zeros on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and enter. Boom, there. Now I can see everything. You only need that when you're in camera view. So there we go. So let me, in fact, do I have I've got an empty for the camera. So I've got things set up. I should probably talk about this. Let's get out of here and go to this view so you can see what I'm doing. There's my camera right here. It's way back here. And the camera has a constraint on it that's targeting an empty called empty camera. Right? So if I take the empty, wherever I move the empty, the camera stays pointing at it. You can see it. You can't see the camera because it's way back here. Yeah, I tell you, why don't I just bring it close? Let me grab the camera and just bring it closer like this. Okay. And bring it in. There's the camera. See? It's closer to the empty. There it is. It's kind of tiny, but here, I'll bring it a little closer. All right. So the camera is always pointing at the empty. See? So if I go to camera view and I want to move the camera around or point the camera in different directions, I can go to the empty camera and move it around wherever I want and point it at exactly where I want to actually get the camera focused on. Then take the camera itself and just pull it back if I want to pull it back here like this. But yet my empty, I can just point it where I want. If I want to bring the camera up high, I can navigate it as normally. But if I want the camera to tilt up a little more, I got to grab the empty and do this. And now I can see my entire scene here. So I'm going to make the ball a little bigger. What the hell? Make it a little bigger. S, bring it like that. Command S, not Command S, Command A. Control A, rotation and scale. Okay, now we play it, and there we go. That's better. Okay, so we got this moving around our spline. So you probably are guessing what I'm probably going to do. So I want that curve to be a tube. And I want this glowing thing to be flying through that tube. And we'll probably edit the tube in such a way that it has some transparency to it. Maybe we'll give it a glass material or something so that we can see the two interacting with one another, which will be actually kind of fun. All right, let me go to render view on this. Z key, render mode, there we go. All right, and the reason I wanted to do this is because I want some glare on this. A little bit of lens flare going on here. So we need to go to our compositing option. So come right up here to the top, and my compositing should already be set up with the glare node. So if I select this compositing, it doesn't look like it is. I'm gonna hit the new for a new setup. Okay. And we need to render this to see the results. So F12 on the keyboard, and it just rendered right here. Okay. So that's what it's seeing. I have no glare node here. I'm going to minimize this. We're going to put in a glare node. We're looking at our nodes here. There's no glare node. Let's go put one in. So Shift A, search, type in glare. And the glare node has been improved, by the way. Glare right there. Boom, look. It's a post-processing effect. So be aware of that, right? This is all a post-processing effect. After each frame is rendered completely, then afterwards it's adding like this blur effect. It's like Gaussian blur in Photoshop, right? You got your photographic image, and then you add the post-processing Gaussian blur afterwards, the same thing. I got streaks here. I'm going to want bloom like this. Yeah, that's what I want. I can control the bloom, right? You've got them all right here in front of you. Kind of pull it back a little bit. We can control the strength of it. All right, the saturation, the size. Okay, let's go back to my layout and take a look. Now it shows up in layout. Now why? Why is it showing up in layout, the actual glare effect? It's because right here, the glare controller is activated. This is not activated by default in Blender, guys. So you activate it, you got to go to Edit, Preferences, go to your add-ons, type in glare. Right there, glare node controller. That's got to be activated before you can use it and before you can see it inside of your layout or your modeling tab. Once that's on, turned on, glare control is selected, highlighted blue, enabled viewport glow is there. If I turn it off and on, off and on, right? Now you can see the glare right here in Blender through your camera or through your standard viewport like this, or the standard viewing like this. So now when I play it, you got the lights bouncing around in the scene. And I'm in render mode. Look how fast Blender is in render mode. Isn't that cool? So, okay, let's go back to camera view. Play it real quick. Moving around. That looks pretty good. I'm going to take the camera and move it back a little bit. And maybe go to my empty camera and just G for move and just move it up a little bit like so. Okay, so we got a little firefly kind of dancing around in the space there. Okay, so now let's get out of here. Let's go back to solid mode and hit the 0 key on the numeric side to go back to the perspective view. So we got it all set up, ready to go. Let's save this one, Control-Shift-S. What should we call this one? This one is going to be under, put this in my lessons folder and find my Twitch folder. Twitch presentations. And this is going to be, we'll call this one Firefly Project, because I don't know what else to call it. Let's go do this. Okay, that's kind of fun. All right, here we go. So that's ready to go. So if anything crashes, then I've got it here. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to select this. Now that it's set in stone, it's going to be wiser to do something else. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this. All right, it's called Bezier curve right now. I'm going to duplicate this. Should be Bezier curve .001. Shift D and do this. Okay, it is Bezier curve 001. All right, we're going to call this one Tube. I'm going to rename it, and we're going to rename it Tube. Okay, I'm going to separate this out. We're going to keep it a curve for now. Now, the beautiful thing about a curve is we can actually alter its shape. So if I come down here to the curve data, which is these, the two dots with the curve in here, I'm going to select it. And then I'm going to come right down here for the options for the shape. I'm going to come over to geometry, drop it down. Under geometry, you're going to see an option that says bevel. And go to the depth and create that. See, there's my tube. And I'm going to make it a little smaller than the ball so we can see the ball stretch through that shape. Okay. All right. I'm going to hit the shift arrow key to the left to send the ball back to the beginning. Select the ball, hit the period key to jump to the ball. So everything's set up. So at this point, we're going to take a break. It's time for a break. Time really flies. So let's do a 15-minute break, which means yeah. So it's time it gives me time to go fix my coffee. 15-minute break. Let's click it, turn it on, and we are away. All right. So I'm going to mute my mic temporarily. Then we'll be right back. It is that time. All right, let me stop this. And I want to share something with everybody. Let me just put it this way. So, Studio Arts, I'm the lead Blender instructor there. I want to show you a couple of things actually, because this is something new that Studio Arts is offering all of my members and students that you guys should definitely take advantage of. But before I talk about Studio Arts, Blender workshops, Blender 3D. All right, we've got the intro to Blender 3D coming up on October 25th. We've got the advanced Blender 3D for those who've already taken my intro class and or other Blender classes, um, coming up on September 13th. This is a really good one. This is going to take your modeling skills to the next level. Okay, which is critical for Blender. So for those who want who need a beginning course, intros October, September 13th is going to be the advanced class. The rigging class is doing very well right now. It's already going. I will be offering that again, which is Blender character and rigging. Okay. And more to come actually. So I'm setting up the 2027 dates now. Now, if you want to take any of these classes, use this discount code. Any of my personal classes, which I've just I'm showing you. I'm gonna type this here. I'm gonna type it into the chat box. If I can find my mouse here, there we go. So we're gonna use this discount code, which is going to be SDPUG. Okay, SDPUG 2026. I'm gonna post it right now. Just did it. All right, so use that discount code. So you get a discount off the class. So these are 5-week classes. Okay. So if I go to the intro, we come into here. These are 5-week classes. So we'll meet every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 5 weeks. Each class is recorded. So jump in. They've been filling up quickly, especially from a lot of my presentations at the cons, and also these Saturday morning workshops have been getting people to sign up. So I only allow 8 people in the class. So definitely get involved there. Okay. Let me turn on this little picture here. Then I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to show you the Studio Arts. Studio Arts are 8-week classes. I'm going to be teaching 2 Blender classes. Now, this is critical. In fact, let me go. I'm going to go copy the address for the person that you need to contact. Give me a hot second. But here, I'm teaching 2 classes. One is the 101, which is the introduction. These are 8-week classes, 6:15 to 10 p.m. on Mondays. So that's after work hours and traffic. The other one is on Saturdays from 4:30 to 8:15 in the evening. And that's the advanced Blender 201 class. Now, this is the advanced modeling, effects, and AI integrations into Blender. This is going to be a really good one. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Blender Studio Arts is going to give all of my students and members 50% off. That's huge. That's 50% off. These are 8-week classes. You need to email Eric, and I'm going to give you his email address. Eric@studioarts.com. I'm going to copy it. I'm pasting it now. Let me come back over here. There we go. All right. And I'm going to hit enter. There they are. So you're going to contact Eric, and I'm going to mute your mic because I'm hearing background noise behind you there. And you're going to tell Eric that you're one of my students or one of my members. And then you will get the 50% off for the class. So just tell them that you're one of my students, one of my members, that you're understanding that you get 50% off. He will give you that discount. Okay. So the 8-week classes, these are extensive classes. This is like taking a college class, which is basically what it is. It's a training institution. It's a training school, and it's on the 8-week schedule, like other colleges right now. And and they're 4 hours each, like 4 hours each. All right. My classes, personal classes, are accelerated classes, but I only allow 8 students. That is it. This, you may get 25, 30 students in studio arts. So you're getting a lot more students. So my personal classes, they stay very personal and private. So the learning curve goes up. Learning ability goes up, I should say. Not the curve. Because the curve means it's difficult. So, all right, cool. So there you go. Studio Arts, I'm going to copy this, put that into the chat box for your convenience. So do the Blender 101 and the 201. If you already think you're beyond beginner level, go for the 201. You're going to love this. We'll be getting to the effects, a lot of the effects and the dynamics and AI integration, all of that stuff. Okay, let's get back to what we've been playing around with here. All right, we got this. Now, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to put a lattice on this ball here. I'm back at frame 1. I'm going to starting at frame 1. So I want to have the lattice show up at the center of the sphere here. So Shift S. Let me actually turn this off. And let's turn this back to full screen. Okay, Shift S. Cursor is selected. Making sure that the sphere is selected. Put the 3D cursor here. Shift A, lattice. Go to the very first lattice right there. The lattice is inside.
I can't see you in StreamYard.
That's interesting. Let's see what's going on here.
Well, it's either me or you. I'm not too sure.
I did not stop sharing my screen.
No.
That's interesting. So I don't know why it stopped sharing.
It's just I see a blank screen.
Hold on a minute. That's exactly what I was seeing too. Maybe something. Share my entire screen. Share that one. There.
There we go.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't stop sharing. Huh. That was kind of bizarre.
It kind of it looks frozen. Move your cursor around.
Yeah, it's not frozen. I didn't move anything around yet.
That looks better. Never mind. Sorry, I'll mute myself.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Because I saw it was blank up here too. That's kind of odd. I didn't stop sharing. You said didn't intentionally stop sharing. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go back. Cool. Let me go ahead and play with this. So there we go. The ball's inside. S, scale it up. Just kind of wrap it around my sphere like so. Okay, we've got a lattice. So like what we did before, we want to, give it some subdivision. So right-hand side, vertical, the vertical icons with the colorful icons here. Grab the lattice icon, the lattice data, which is down at the very bottom. Go to the very top, and I'm going to click and drag all UVW and hit 7 something like that. Yeah, that should be enough. That's all I should need. I can do more, but that should be enough. I want to find the center of the ball, so we need to go into the lattice properties, go to edit properties for lattice. So tab key, edit. Okay, that looks like, there it is. The 3D cursor is where the center point is. Okay, get out of X-ray mode. Now let's go play. All right, so from here, I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the proportional editing is turned on. So right at the top here, the little white dot with the outline around it, that's your proportional editing. Hitting the O key on the keyboard, it's a shortcut for it. Keep in mind, if I drop this down, you get all different types of shapes you can do, right? I'm going to keep the default shape. That's fine. So I'm going to hit the G key, which is going to give me I can see my sphere of influence. And then I'm going to hit the S key for scale and scale it up, right? I'm going to make sure everything is scaled right in there. And I think that can work. I think I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to go to X-ray mode so we can see this a little better. All right. G key, that's my sphere of influence. I hit the S, move it up. See the inside there? And I'm going to just adjust this accordingly. And it's done. Let's get out, go back to object mode, shift select the ball. So the ball is becoming the parent. Control P, keep transform. Okay. All right. So we got this wrapped around the ball. I'm going to select the lattice. So if I start to play with this, just make sure, yep, it's all parented to it. That looks good. Lattice is selected, H key for hide. I don't need to see it anymore. All right. Now, we duplicated this, right? So if I select this outside one, it should be the tube is selected. Now keep in mind that the tube is not real geometry. I don't think it needs to be real geometry at this point. Let's give it a test. If I select the tube, which I have now, we need to give it a modifier. So we're going to give it a deformer, add the modifier, go to deform, and I want to give it a lattice there. All right, so we should only have one lattice, right? So if I go to object, there's my lattice. If I select it, there it is. See, it's affecting it. So I don't have to turn this to real geometry for this to work. All right, now go to the lattice. We got a strength. Remember, we did 2. Let's do 2 for now. Okay, so it looks like it's having a problem deforming here. So if I adjust this, well, it's not there. Oh, actually it's working. Okay. All right, now let's test it. So it's working in a funky way, but keep in mind, we don't have real geometry here. These are all, it's just even though it's responding to it. Let's say we give it a strength of 3. We'll say 4. All right, and the algorithms in here is probably telling this tube to have a limited geometry. So if I come over to another modifier, let's try this. Let's give it a generate. Let's give it a subdivision surface. Okay, so generate, subdivision surface. There it is. See? Now it's getting more rounded. And let's give it more surfaces, subdivided a second time, and then subdivided a third time. Okay, we're just testing to see how this is going to look. I'm going to just scroll this a little bit, and you can see a little something's happening. Probably not ideal, but if we come over to our data properties and maybe change the resolution here. So the preview resolution is 12. All right, so let me kind of get in close. Let's see if we up the resolution. There we go. 25 seem to work. 23, 24, 25 seem to work. Let's see if we go to 26, 7, 8. Okay. All right, I think that's working. So what's happening is that just like our original example, when the tube was in geometry, was actual geometry, points, faces, edges, we can see and modify it to match it. So here, there's no geometry here. This is all algorithms of curves and shapes that Blender is creating on the fly. All right, so if I start to play with this, you may get some unwanted results in some areas. Let's kind of pull it across and take a look at this. Yes, some areas are great, other areas are struggling. It's working. If I come up to this area here, it's adding some interesting distortions, which is not, and then the ball actually comes out. And that should not be happening. In fact, let's try something else. We're at this point, let's take the resolution higher. Let's take it up higher. There, okay? So we're just playing at this point. We go to here, and if it looks good up here, it should look good down everywhere else. So if I bring it back, it is. It's looking good everywhere now. So if you're going to work with it by utilizing this curved data here, where we're going to use the bevel option, be aware you're going to have to mess with these settings. You're going to have to mess with the depth, and you're going to have to come back right down in here and mess with the overall resolution. Remember, you got one for preview, which is what we're looking at now, and one for render. So your render is going to need to match your preview if you want this to be accurate. Let me I'm getting to this point here. I'm looking at it. How about if I give it a little more resolution, go up to 45, 46, 7, 8. Let's go to 50. Yeah, it looks good. All right. Now let's go back to the modifier. All right, the modifier for the lattice, we got 4. What if we go 3 in it? Let's see, go 3, easy. Let me turn on the X-ray mode. See that? Now we can control these edges. Let's try 2.5, 2.5. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see how it works. Not bad. It's not bad. If I get in, I'm probably going to want to keep it at 3, unless I do like a little bit of a solidify on this. Yeah, I might want to do a little bit of a solidify. Let's give that a try, just for the fun of it. So I'm gonna come over here, go to my generate and go to solidify. It's at the bottom. Shift arrow key to the left. And let's give us a little thickness. There we go. The whole tube's being thickened. And we're going to play. Now, as you can see, it's slowing down. It's slowing down. So we may not want to do solidify. So let me turn it off. So I turn off the monitor. It also turns off all the RAM, and to play it now works fast. All right. So we're not going to use solidify. I'm just gonna turn that off. So it's a nice little fun thing to play with. So what we'll do is we'll just go back. The best thing to do is just go back and go to my lattice option and go back up to maybe 3.5. So 3.5. There, that works. Cool. Okay, let's go play with this. So if we go back to render mode, we're not going to see the glow because it's hidden inside the tube, except for the little areas where it's kind of popping out of us. We can see the highlights, pop up every so often. But we're going to tell the tube, we're going to give the tube a material. Let's go to material mode. Select it. And let's go here to the material option. All right, so I've got some options here. I can make it glass, right? I suppose I can add a new material. It's a principled. Maybe add in some subsurface scattering as an option with the transparency coming down. Or I can give it a glass BSDF. Let's see what the glass looks like real quick. Because maybe what we can do is glass BSDF here. Select it there. Okay. All right. Z key, go to render mode. There we go. There it is. All right, now let's frost up that glass. No, it'll be good. We need an HDRI in here. Let's go ahead and put an HDRI. So right now I've got this going. It's all working. It's just the rendering takes time. I'm in render mode, so it's taking a little time to catch up with the animation. So if I stop it, it'll boop, go right back to there. Let's do a HDRI to see where can we get those. I've got them in my lessons folder, I believe. Let me go just double check just to remind myself, because oftentimes I move these things around and forget where I put them. So if I go back to the lessons, which is where I am now, and we come over to the presentations and we go find Twitch, see TW. And inside there, okay, so I know if I go back up, let's see if I got a 0 HDRIs. Yes, I do. There they are. It's HDRIs right there. Okay, it's inside the the presentations folder HDRIs. Okay, so I'm going to come down here with the timeline, and let me just add another one down here. I'm going to add a split off another frame, make that my shader. Go to the shader. I don't want object. I want the world. Okay, I'm going to kind of pull this and hit the N key. Go to the world, select it, Control T. And there is my environment texture. Go to open. Let's go grab an environment. Let's see, what do we want? So we're going to go back to presentations, Twitch. But if I go back up, I should have an HDR folder right in here. There they are. Here they are going to start popping up here. And I want something without a foreground in it, just the background. So let's take a look at one of these. I'm going to just scour through these real fast. Some of the ones with the clouds I think can work. I like this one here. Grab it. There it is. Okay, so let me kind of pull this on down. I like it. Okay, so the glass, I want to add some more frosting on it. Kind of take a look. So that is, we're going to come right over here to our material, go to the roughness. The roughness should do the job. Give it more roughness and it'll start to frost up a little bit. I wanted to frost up some more. Well, roughness is at 100%. Let's change the color of that too. Yeah, something like, let's take a look at this, see what it looks like. Well, I'm just playing around with the colorations here. I'm kind of liking this blue here. Okay. Be a nice contrast with the yellow. Yellow lighting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I kind of just using the existing textures. I mean, I could do it manually and play with subsurface texturing. I figured maybe this might work as well. Thin film thickness. I wonder what this will do. I'm curious.
Me too.
I'm not seeing much. A little bit of something's going on. I'm seeing it in here, but not much. I guess it's affecting how light is interacting. Yeah, there it is. See that? Something's happening in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's affecting how light is transmitted through. You gotta keep that up. The index of refraction, how it's going to distort energy coming through. So 1.33, I believe, is air. Or it's a 1.0 is air. 1.33 is water, I think. Index of refraction, let's find out. So I'm forgetting. Let's go get it. Index of refraction. Whoop. I'm spilling stuff on my desk here. Let's go and do a search for IOR. I should be able to bring it up that way. Index of refraction. Let's see. We should get an images here. There we go. Yeah. All right. So how about is this a chart? Click it. Oh, come on. I just want a list. Just give me a damn list. I'm probably gonna need to get out of this.
This must be AI driven. He'll give you everything what you want.
Yeah, partners, index refractions, global. How about an IOR list? It just gives me the periodical table and index refraction list. There we go. This is it. Yeah, there we go. That's it. All right. See, I'm gonna put this in the chat box for you guys. This is a good thing to have. All right. So I'll put the index of refraction right in there. This is handy. All right. Air is 1.0. That's right. Air is 1.0. Water, I think, is 1.33. So let's look for water's alphabetical order. Yeah, 1.325. That's changed. Almost 1.33. So air is 1.0. Then you've got all these different elements. Glass is 1.5. Huh.
Yeah.
So that's heavy. So if we go, heck, let's do this. Let's go to the roughness, take it down, take it off completely.
Whoa.
So we're seeing through the glass. And index of refraction is 1.33 now. Let's take that thickness down to 0. Let me see what happens. Yeah, we're seeing something going on. And then take the index of refraction. I'm gonna go to 1 for air. So index of refraction is how light is being refracted. So from the background, yeah, okay. So now we'll go to 1.5. That's what they're saying for glass.
1.55 to be exact.
1.55. Okay, 1.55.
Yeah, might as well stick to science. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Got the reflections in there. Okay. So we get this to animate.
Well, it should buffer, doesn't it?
You got that glow around it, which kind of prevents you from seeing the stretching of the tube. And because it's a clear glass too, which is why I kind of went to bring the roughness up really high to give it more of a plasticky look.
But it's more like a frosted glass, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking what I want to do is this. Let's try this. Let's try this. I got an idea. And let's take off that material. Let's go back to Principal BSDF and let's play around with this. Let's change this. Kind of give it that type of a color. Let's do it manually, see what we get. So we can't see now. I'm making sure that I am in render mode. Okay, we can't see the light because it's complete opacity. Even at complete opacity, let's see what happens subsurface, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to some transparency to this. There we go. See, I'm going to 1, and we're starting to see some of the glow come through. See, some of the glow is coming through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and if we go to radius, it's high. All right, I'm going to keep this 1 for now. I'm going to play around with this. The weight, I'm going to take it down to 0. So let's just take down the alpha. Let's go to 0.5.
Ooh.
Okay, so there we go. That's starting to look a little better. I want to bring it up a little more. Instead of 0.5, let's go to 0.8. Let's try 0.9. Okay, got 0.9. Even at 0.9, I'm surprised it's letting that much light through. Let's go 0.95. 0.95. Yeah. Okay. It's not quite what I'm looking for. 0.99. Huh. 0.995. That's pretty damn close to 1. 0.999. That's interesting. It's like that's almost 1. It's like 0.001 from 1. Oh, wait a minute, wait. I'm sorry. I'm hitting the wrong thing. Oh, damn it.
What are you
What
doing?
I don't know. I'm not doing. I'm in alpha 0.8. 0.9. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's what I wanted, more of that. And then from here, I'm going to go 0.95. Did I put 0.955? There we go. Okay, now from here, I think I want to go over to that. That's a little better. From here, I want to go over to subsurface. All right, start to play with this. All right, add a little bit of weight to it. There we go. So to get some light scattering around inside there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the radius does going up. Yeah, starting to spread it out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think this HDR lighting is defeating the purpose here because I want the focus to be on the light and not necessarily on the overall tube. So I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of that that background. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And we're gonna add in our own light. Yeah, that's a little more what I'm looking for. All right, we're gonna add in our own light. Come up to here. I have a light here. Let's see, where is it? Selecting the light source.
Oh, don't you have one attached to your ball?
Yeah, I think so. I think the light source itself. There it is.
Oh, there it goes.
Right. Let's go ahead and give this. I want to come down on the bottom and give this a area light. Scale it up. That's interesting. I'm not seeing it. What's happening here? Let's come over here to material mode. I told it to become an area light. Rectangle. S for scale. There it is. There it is. All right. Now we need to bring up the exposure. Let's get out of here. Go back to render mode. There we go.
Yay.
A little bit there like that. That'll be fine. Bring this on up. See, I've got that attached to an empty. So it's know where it's going to be pointing. We got that little bit of lighting going on inside the tube, but the tube stays prominent. And kind of moving around. And of course, we could shape the lattice so it has some character to it, but this is kind of what I wanted to play around with. And I might want to add a little more of a stronger effect. There we go. If I select the ball, let me go to the sphere, and let's go to its properties. Its strength is 36. So if I go higher, yeah, this is a little stronger. And if I want more subtlety, just take it down to something like this. Yeah. There we go. Now the subsurface scattering is starting to interact a little better. Yeah, it's a little bit of a glow inside the tube, but it's not overbearing.
Well, if you don't consider the size that it's displacing.
Yeah. And I can tell it to displace it more if I want. I can go to the tube itself, go to the modifier, go to the lattice modifier, and instead of 3.5, we go 4, just a half a. Yep, you get just a little bit bigger. And that'll make a difference too.
It's like something going down the neck of a goose.
Yeah, exactly. But you can, this can be, there's a lot of things that this technique can be used for.
I just think it from a visual effects standpoint, it's pretty good.
That's okay. I'm just goofing around.
But the Blender's for partly.
All right. But we can do other stuff like, let's bring in something a little more visual interest, like a plane. And let's make this a little larger. Let's make this even larger. There we go. Let it touch this here. Actually, that'll be up in the air. Now we have to go down to the bottom of that one. Okay, so then what was that?
You want me?
I'm going to grab both the curve and the tube. So this is the plane. I want to grab. Actually, I want to parent that, don't I? So do I have anything parented right now? Okay. So let me come down. I'm going to take the tube I suppose parent it to the curve. Will that work? All right. Control P, keep offset. Okay. So the curve is selected. Yeah, no, it didn't like it. But that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
it's kind of following the, obviously the ball moving within the original lattice.
All right.
But if you could duplicate that into another curve, you can have it rotate around and do the ball moving around the
Right.
goose.
I can parent it, not parent it, but I can select them both, I suppose. So select that, the tube, and the curve together. If I want to make any manipulations, which I do, and the manipulations I want to make is just take this and oops, I don't want to do that. Take that there. Rotation and just rotate it a little bit more like that. And a touch like that. That's all I wanted to do. Go to the bottom and give it a material. Give it a medium gray. Let's go to metallic, take it up. Roughness, bring it down.
Make it reflective.
Yeah. Give it a little reflective quality. Let's see. I could, I suppose. You know what? Let's see what it looks like. Better yet, here, let's do this. I just have an idea. Just got an idea. Stop. Stop. All right. If I come over here and give this a physics modifier,
Yeah.
right, and go to ocean.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there we go. Now we're talking. Pull that on back. Now I tell you what. Let me get in the solid mode so you can see what I'm doing. And my ocean modifier, I've got the time. If I manipulate that, it'll manipulate the waves.
Yes.
So if I go to, let's say, the pound sign frame,
Yeah, I
uh,
remember.
yeah, divided by, I'm gonna say 64. I'm just guessing.
But by the way, you taught me.
And we play it. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, let's make smaller waves. Um, let's go to the sizing and see will that do it. Oh, yeah, that sizing is really. Oh, I see. That's the sizing and height.
Hmm. Well, do you want big waves or little waves?
I want little waves.
Hmm.
I want smaller waves.
Hmm.
So I'm going to stop playing it. And spatial size is that? There we go. That's like that. Let's see what the depth does. Sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of kind
Yeah.
of doesn't. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. I've got a it's the repeats what I want. Resolution. Okay. So when I go, time is fine. It's the depth. Let's see what I can do with the depth.
Yeah.
Go to the waves down here, scale them. There we go. Let's see if I can resize choppiness, alignment, scale it down like this. Hit the period key. All right, let me see what it looks like. Good. Okay. I'm hitting the S key, scaling it down a little more. Just testing out that subtlety in the water. And then go to the repeat here, select both, and then drag it. There we go. Repeat it.
Just the center.
Yeah, just the center.
Yeah, the only other thing I could suggest that you'd probably do, and you'd probably have to put some sort of anchor onto your object and tie it to the surface of your waves.
Yeah, that's I'm going to do this here. All right, there we go.
Yeah, didn't we do that in the advanced class?
Yeah, we did something like this. I'm making this up. So yeah, we actually did a whole ocean waves and rainfall and the water interacting with the rain and all that stuff. So that was for the Blender Brilliance class, which I'll be booking that again too. Okay, so now this is where we got to start playing with the size. So the depth, the size. Let me see what this does.
Yeah, now it's fast, by the way.
Yeah, so we'll try this. Let's see the scale. You have to be careful because it can get real repetitive. Choppiness. Alignment. The alignment can help break up this repetitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Direction. Yeah, that helps a little bit too. All right, let me see how this looks if I play it. It's really slow.
Of course.
It's really slow. So if we go, let's do 24. See if that helps.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so. I've got too many in there, so I'm gonna have to reduce this down. So I got 27 repeat. Tell you what, let's just reduce it down to 10.
Yeah.
Let's see how that looks. That's a little better. That's moving a little quicker. And let me look at it in comparison. We can do probably 8. There we go. There we go. We got that's a little better.
Mm-hmm. So to recenter it.
Yeah, we center it. Come on, bringing them back on over. Oops.
You kind of developed a pattern now.
Yeah. There you go. See, some things moving a lot quicker. Cool. I want to grab that one little piece there. Get in closer. Stay tight. Probably go to more of a telephoto lens. Shoot it at an angle. Now it gives me a little more flexibility.
Yeah.
if I select it, I can, this is just going to be just a playing thing. So we got the depth. Let's see, play with this. Sizing, that kind of helps change it a little bit. Spatial size and random seed. There we go.
Ooh, yeah.
Choppiness. See what we get there. There we go. See if I play it. Okay. Let's go over here to render view. Okay. I've not. I don't think I've. Hold on a minute. Let me give this. Go back to a material. I gave it a gray. Let's give it a bluish gray. There we go. Adds a nice little reflection in there.
Yeah.
And if you're playing around with your lighting correctly, you can get some, just angle it so that reflections are coming out. Maybe I'll just kind of do something.
And it almost looks like part of it breaks apart and kind of goes away.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
Which is just another added thrill.
So maybe with that selected, I'm going to go to the materials again. Let's go to the alpha. Let's take it down to 0.8 on the tube there. So the light comes on a little bit stronger.
Excuse me.
I suppose I could bring in a different type of a background. I can go to the world view here.
Yes.
And put in a different type of a background. Let me kind of get rid of these here. Sky texture. So come in here and cut and custom design my background. Let's go to sky textures. Play with this.
Why not?
Yes, color to color. Boom.
Ooh.
Interesting. Sky texture says this is like way too high to sun size. Intensity. Let's go to the elevation. Let's bring it down. Slowly bringing down the elevation. There we go. All right, let's go to the sun rotation. Let's bring the sun so we can see it.
Kind of put it in the background.
Yeah, it is in the background. It's just that I've got too much aerosol in there. Take the aerosol down to aerosol or ozone. I think it's aerosol. I think it's let's rotate it now and see what we can get. Sun.
Ozone, who cares?
There it is. See?
Yeah.
So we'll put the sun right about there somewhere. Ozone, aerosol, bring it down. That's ozone is giving you the color balance. I like the blue here. And then the air. Air is 1 by default. Let me move this around a little bit, pull it back to stop the play. Where's my sunlight? It is back here. Oh, it's too low. It might be too low.
Well,
Might be too low. So let's go over here to the elevate. It's -1, of course. Of course, it's too low.
yep.
All right. I keep knocking off blender there. All right. Let's pull this on up. Ozone. Let's see. Aerosol. Aerosol is usually what I had to adjust. So altitude. Let's see what altitude does. Yeah, altitude is going to add more of the atmospheric haze, but I should be able to take that out. Let me bring sun size. There was sun size here. Let's bring this back so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, we got that. I want to get rid of this atmospheric haze back here.
Yeah, you've generated Venus.
Yeah, let's see. Ozone is going to affect more of the color. Let me go find out where. There it is. There it is. There's my
There it
sun.
is. The sun.
Actually, it's exactly where I wanted it to be. It's just I was rotated the wrong way.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What is this? Is it here? Okay, I've got it. Yeah, I was rotated the wrong way.
Yeah.
I want to bring the sun the other way. So let's go now. Now that we got the sun,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it around this way. Bring it around there. There it is. That's what I wanted. Okay, elevation, bring it down. Right about there. Getting in close. Yeah. Yeah. Now we can adjust, we can play with the size of the sun, the ozone, all of that. So once, yeah, it's taking that damn aerosol down. If I bring aerosol up, see,
Mm-hmm.
it puts in that haze back there, taking it down to 0. I like a larger sun size,
Ooh.
but bring it down in elevation.
Yeah, your horizon's a bit on the high side compared to the ocean.
Uh, just the rotation.
Oh, there you go. My bad.
Just the rotation. I don't know. I might want to bring, you know what?
Yeah, the
This
other thing you might want to do is you want to adjust your light.
Yep. Down
Make it
to
round so it kind of fakes the sun.
bring it up. There we go. All right, that sun's too large. Don't like this size. Sun size, bring it down a little more. There we go. Bring it up a little bit in elevation, which means it'll be a little bit brighter. Maybe we'll bring it something like this.
No,
Take the intensity. Now that's the intensity coming down a little bit. All right, I've got that square light there. I think that's the let's just get rid of it. So I'm gonna go to the light.
I would just make it round.
Yeah, just
That's-
get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay, that was better.
Yeah, I like it. Just get rid of it. Okay, and then because I want that little ball to glow, the elevation's got to be way low. It's going to be like close to sunset.
Where did the ball go? Is it in the water?
Oh, the ball's on there.
Oh, okay.
It's probably in the water.
Yeah.
if I play, oh, all right. See, evidently I moved everything. But anyway, we can next time we'll do actually create a flying firefly with wings and body and get and put them on a particle emitter and have them everywhere in the scene. That's what so I screwed up. I disconnected it from the I disconnected the tube from the curve. So the tube got offset when I was dragging things around.
Oops.
So let's see, it's undo. Let's just undo it. Okay, now there we go. Now that's back again. Okay, great. So now I want everything set. I'm gonna come over here to the. I'm gonna get rid of that light source. Just hit delete that. Get rid of it completely. Bezier everything to plane. Everything selected together, and push it on all upwards like this. A little higher. So I've got some flexibility here. Maybe move it over here to the right, a little left. That's fine. Let's go. Let's take the sun size down a little bit, like so. Oh, did I move that again? See, I did it again. Hate that. Hate that when that happens.
Really?
Let's see, let's play it again. Is it still off? Yep, still off a little bit. All right, there we go. There we go. Now that's right. All right, I'm not going to touch it anymore. Let's just do it. I'll just rotate it up. Rotate it that way.
Display the camera.
Okay, Control Alt 0 on the numeric side. Set the camera up right about there, and then I'm going to go ahead and start going to the sun size. Reduce that. That's not bad. Let's take the elevation down and see what we get. All right, and over here, I'm gonna go check out the aerosol. Bring in a little bit of the aerosol, just a little bit. Well, I guess what I could do is add in low atmospheric haze in here. Just to see what happens. Hit the 0 key on the numeric side, bring this down. I'm gonna bring this bottom portion down here. If I can get the mouse to respond to it. There we go. That's what I want. I'm in the layout mode, so I'm gonna take the layout or the timeline and cover up the bottom. There we go. That means got one window right down here. And let's go Shift S. No, Shift A. Add a cube.
A big cube.
See, no comments yet on the chat box. Everybody's being really quiet today.
Really?
All right, making that cube nice and big.
Big cube.
Well, it's got to be bigger than this. It's got to cover up this whole thing.
Yeah.
S key, whole thing. I can't believe I covered the whole thing.
There are commercials for Pepto-Bismol, so I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Yeah, have you noticed that on YouTube as well as Facebook, they've been posting old 1960s commercials?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I remember that when I was a kid. Remember the old Mikey Life cereal one? They used to
that's one of my favorite. Yeah.
And some of them were pretty funny. Even some of the comedy shows at the time, like Carol Burnett would make a spoof on the commercials that these companies were doing. Okay, so there we go. So we got that going. So what we're going to do is I'm going to definitely cover up the thing. Make it a little bigger. I suppose what I could do is make it a little wider. I want to hit the S key and lock down the Z axis. So Shift Z, do it like that. Okay, that should work. All right, we got to give this a new material. Okay, and this material, I'm going to come down here and alter this to shader mode quickly, temporarily. And this is, we're going to alter this material into a volume. Right? I'm going to disconnect it and delete that completely.
Yes.
All right. And yeah, this, when I was first learning Blender, this stuff like this would always, throw me off. Because it's kind of like, I put a volume in here. Why doesn't it work? Because it's got to go into the volume mode. So there's a couple different volume options. There is the volume scatter, and then the standard volume node. And for fog, I have learned that the volume scatter is the best. It's the most effective. So Shift A, search. I'm just going to put in volume.
Pump up the volume.
Yeah, and we want the volume scatter right there. And you've got to connect the volume to volume, not the surface.
Yeah, because that's what it affects.
Yeah, you want to affect the volume. All right, let me go to the camera mode. We're inside. Take this volume density down to 0.1. It may need to go down lower. Okay, so it's going down, but it needs to go down lower. All right, let's do 0.01. See it? It's getting lighter. And the reason it's to go down so low is because it's a big ass cube, right?
Yeah.
Command and rotation the scale. Now I'm gonna go to 0.001, 0001. See?
There you go.
It's so big in relationship to your whole scene that it's super dense.
Yes.
So if I go to the camera view, all right. There we go. So now from here, we go to density 0.00, we'll say 0.0005. There, you see how it just responds so quickly and easily. I would say 0.004. Try 0.003. I think that's where I was. And if I wanted to go, I'm just kind of playing around with this camera positioning here. And the glowing ball is going to interact with the fog now.
That's all I need.
Right. It should interact with the fog.
And look at the color of the sun.
Well, I turned the sun intensity down. So if I get out of object mode here and go back to world mode,
Uh-huh.
I took the sun intensity. Well, sun intensity is 1.0, but I think that's the result of the aerosols. So if
Mm-hmm.
I bring the aerosol down, the sun intensity starts to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Aerosol is down to, so maybe what I want to do is I want a little bit of aerosol, but what if I take the sun intensity up to like 5? Let's see what happens. It's getting stronger. If we go to 10, and I might want to just also take the rotation.
Bring it in more to the center of the screen, I guess.
If I go put elevation, then it really gets intense.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got to bring the intensity back down to 1. And we've got the size. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I like the idea of it.
What's wrong, Steve? You don't like a supernova?
Hey, supernova never hurt anybody. Okay,
No.
sizing up. There we go. Kind of get. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I got to play with it.
Yeah.
Got to play with it. Altitude.
Don't listen to my jokes.
Altitude is supposed to affect the color. Or was that air?
Mm.
Yeah, there we go. Air is affecting the color of the sun.
Ooh.
There we go. So that's the intensity. All right, look, and now see this is all interacting with that volume that we have in there, right? That diffusion going on. Let's see the aerosols. Bring the aerosol back a little bit. And ozone. There we go.
Ooh.
So I want I want a warmer light. Yeah. You really got to play around with this a lot. You got to experiment. And what's nice about it is that your lighting in here is all one directional. It's coming from the main heat source.
Mm.
Gives you some realism. Maybe I'll bring this down just a little bit. Yeah, because that'll give it a much. I like that much better.
People love a cool sunset.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
You know, there's this guy in Japan who does fairy videos, and every if there's a sunset, he'll go out and film the sunset from the ferry.
Yeah, I think what I'll do like next week is actually build an actual flying insect, like a firefly, with the wings, attach that to a particle system, and their wings and their movements will be random.
Now,
Throughout.
I got an unrelated question, but maybe related to what you're doing. What kind of tablet do you use?
Wacom.
Uh-huh.
I use 2 tablets, one a Wacom or a SenseLab.
Uh-huh. I got a tablet the other day from of all crazy people, Best Buy, and this one's a 16-inch Clinique.
Oh, Cintiq.
Cintiq.
All right, so it's the one with the monitor. So if we go
Yes.
to that's Wacom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up here real quick.
They have a 24 and they have a 24 and a 16, and I wound up getting the 16 because that was what they had.
So we go to the products.
Uh-huh.
Here they are right here.
Uh-huh.
They get the Movink is a popular one as well, but we want the Cintiq.
Yeah. Next one
So
over.
what was that?
It was the next one over.
This one here. Got it. Right. So Wacom Cintiq 16. You
Uh-huh.
got that one.
I got the little one.
Yeah, you got that. That's a good one. It's a very good tablet.
Yeah.
It's because this basically connects to your laptop or your desktop.
Or my
so you can,
cell phone.
what was that?
Or my cell phone.
Yeah, that'll connect to your cell phone as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? But what's the purpose? I
Huh?
guess what's the purpose?
For me, it was just to use it, use it with my computer. But I just
You
found out by accident that it works with my cell phone. I can plug it into my cell phone.
I guess you can. Well, yeah, because your software is going to be optimal on your desktop.
Mm-hmm.
You got to load in the software to run the monitor, and I don't think they have software for the cell phone.
Mm.
This is not optimal for the cell phone. So the practical application will be to your laptop or your desktop.
Yes, but it'll also work with the cell phone. Now, I haven't tried downloading anything like the
Yeah.
any drawing software, but there is. My cell phone does have a pin attached to it. That's
I'm gonna
probably what.
I'm gonna put this link in the chat box for the viewers' convenience.
Yeah.
And this is the link to the Wacom Tablet Cintiq line. I have the 24-inch.
Mm-hmm. I
All
thought
right.
about getting a 24-inch, and then I thought, well, I'm going to have to haul that turkey around with me, all the time, and plus I'd had to order it.
Well, I
And
suppose if you're moving all the time, you gotta have to haul it around all the time.
yeah, this is the least I can carry. I can put it in the same bag as my laptop.
All right.
I just have to figure out. The only thing I got to figure out is how to change the size in Blender. So the control, because when I try to run the Blender within this thing, the font, everything gets really big. I kind of figure it's kind of locking into the format of my large monitors and not to this.
So basically, you're using Windows.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta go on your Windows operating system and change all that.
Mm-hmm.
What I do just for starters is I'll right click on my desktop, display settings,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing I'll do is I set up my display settings to be, where are you? Advanced displays, is that what it's under? Yeah. I set all my displays to 1920 by 1080
Mm-hmm.
because that gives me a sizable font automatically that makes it easy to read.
Yes.
You're probably got reset to something like 3840, like high resolution, which makes
Yes.
your fonts tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll set up this way so that I can read everything a lot easier. And then you can go into Windows, and I think it's the customization. I think, let me see. I think it's right click. Displays, not displays, to personalize,
Yes.
where you can go in and actually tell it exactly how large. Here it is, fonts right there. Tell it exactly how big you want your fonts to be. You want them small, you what format for the fonts or style, what size, all that. You can set that all up in Windows operating system.
And that's for each display.
That's for each computer.
Oh, okay. I need it so yeah, it shows up the way it's supposed to show up in my big displays, and it adjusts when
Your,
it goes to the smaller.
your system should remember it. So if you're using your Wacom and you have it connected to your system,
Yes, I do.
I'm assuming you also, in combination, are continuing to use your original monitors, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Then your system should remember it. Your system should remember that third monitor or second monitor that you have connected is gonna take on a certain particular style.
Yeah, but I can show it to you. Do you have you have me? You have my original screen because I got a screen up there right now. Can you
Okay.
bring?
Your screen. Hold on a second. Let me put it up there. Let me stop sharing my screen and share your screen. Okay.
You see what I'm getting at here? Oh, everything's so darn big.
Oh, change that in Blender, buddy.
How do I do that?
Go to your edit menu. Well, you should know how to do this. You've taken my beginning class.
Yeah, I did.
Yep. I'm chastising you in front of everybody right now.
I don't mind to get something accomplished. You can torture me all you want.
You should
I understand.
go to your edit menu.
Edit
Your preferences. Okay. And we can't see your preferences box, so bring it on over.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Get your preferences box and bring it over wherever they are. All right. Go to your viewport or go interface. See your interface. See at the very top. Stop moving around. Go to the very top.
Yeah.
See where it says resolution scale? That's what the problem is. You got to way up there. So take it down to 1.33 or 1.2 or whatever you want.
Okay, let's try that.
And if you kind of reduce the size of this box here, you can see it change in front of you. Right now.
Yeah, I do. That's great.
You can change every aspect of Blender. See, there you go.
Yeah, much better. Much better. Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody would have to agree with me that, yeah, he should have known that.
I should have known that. Hey, I've had my head in the AI space with Claude and Opens.
You need to be careful of that as a professional because AI is not perfect.
No,
you hold on. You really need to know your stuff, and it can be addictive to you not using your skills.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to lose your skills.
I see that the biggest thing about it, and I put it in my report when I sent it over to Lockheed, is like you can't hire people. I think they know this. You can't hire people that are dumb. Put them in front of AI and expect to come out with smart software. You got to be able to handle all the crap that it's going to give you.
As obvious as that may sound, big business will try it anyway.
I agree. Yeah, but at least Lockheed was smart enough to go out and buy it and hire a couple of farts to go into a box and basically try to work this out. Yeah. And basically what happened is one of the guys, not me, but one of the other guys decided, well, I'm not going to tell David Glenn or my boss what I'm doing. I'm just going to go huddle and work, and tell them, gee whiz, when things are done, I'll tell you about it.
Right.
My boss didn't like that, and they ended up firing him. And after that, I was a team of one, and I was supposed to be a team of about 2 or 3.
Right.
And that ended the project.
Huh.
Not after that. But that's basically what happened. Because I'm supposed to hang on to this thing for at least a year.
You saying you were supposed to,
Yes.
but it didn't end up being a year.
It ended up being 3 months.
You
Because
did
they couldn't get one of the guys to cooperate with the rest of us. He would just go off in the
kidding
corner.
me.
I'm not kidding you.
So there was political problems going on.
I don't think politics had so much to do with it. I think it was just the fact that this guy was comfortable working at home, and he was supposed to work in the office. And he got into this mindset, which unfortunately a lot of people have gotten into thanks to COVID. COVID's kind of fostered this mindset that they give you a project, you go off into a corner and work around that, and don't report to anybody. Where we're trying to operate things as a team, and
so basically, HR made a mistake.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, HR didn't hire these guys. HR hired an outfit to go out to a bunch of companies, and the companies hired people.
So headhunters hired them.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was working for an outfit called Indoctronics.
So did you sign a contract with these guys saying that this is going to be a year's work?
I signed a contract that I was an at-will employee and I could be fireable as well as quit.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing you can do.
And I didn't quit. I hung out at least 3 months because I got to have some. I'm paying for the move as well as paying to move back, and plus I wanted to get some some money on top of that. And they started enough money to make some sense out of it.
So you left because you were fired, or what? You left on your own accord?
No, the project ended. The way it usually goes is they say to you, "We're going to take the project to a different direction."
Uh-oh.
And that means that you contractors are like, there was only 2 of us, so. And me and the manager were fighting with this other guy for like 3 months.
That's not good. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, well, this is the nature of sometimes of working under a contract.
Well, at least you got paid and took you out of the dumps a little bit, financial dumps a little bit. So
it did, and it was a great place. It was a great introduction to a language out there called Rust. I invite you to investigate if you have an interest in programming. And
so was this in Texas?
Sorry?
Was this in Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still in Texas. I'm here probably till the end of this coming month.
And then you'll be heading back out to California?
Probably to Washington State. The problem with California is that California state taxes you to death. So all my income that I make here would probably fall into California state tax.
Yeah, Washington is a nice place too. If you can find a place that has real nice weather.
There's no state tax. And I moved to Nevada, but the trouble is Nevada's kind of turned into its own little strange little mini disaster. And Texas seems to be holding on. It's holding on by a thread, but there's just not enough. Well, there's a lot of it's there's where the politics kicks in. So we want to talk about politics.
No, we don't want to talk about politics.
No, I neither do I.
This is the blender. This is where we have fun. We leave politics out
Yeah.
completely.
I had a lot of fun working with. Darn, I can't turn this thing off. I had a lot of fun working with Claude Code,
Yeah.
and also with a thing called Open Code.
You know what?
And
Why don't you share some of that next week? Because we're past time now.
yes,
And I want to thank everybody for being here. I'll have more updates on the website that I'm making, a Blender website, educational site that's in the process of being built. In
mhm.
fact, after we shut this down today, I'll be going right to recording some things. But thank you all for being here, um, and we'll see everybody next Saturday. Stay tuned. Happy blending.
Have fun.
So I'm gonna go here, and I am